Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Candace. I'm Candace and we're going to be conversing today. Let's get into this top knot and bangs. I watched a few other YouTubers do this, and it seems that the thing that took the most time was getting all of their hair up into a bun, and that's exactly what happened with me. They made it seem so easy, but just to brush your hair up and gel it and like secure it neatly, that was actually pretty tough, and my arms got really, really tired. Once I got it secured in the bun, I felt like, okay, maybe this will be a little bit easier now. So I got some Eco Gel. I had already put some in there with a little bit of water, but I got some more gel, and then that helped the little flyaways stay up better in my hair. Once I put the gel on, I decided to wrap my hair up while I was putting the synthetic hair in, just because sometimes it can catch my hair, and I didn't want it to mess up all of the hard work I had done. Because the front of my hair was not laid down, I decided to do a second wrap on top and put the bigger part in the front and the smaller part in the back. That way, I just had really good coverage. The hair I used is X-PRESSIONS KANEKALON hair, and it is 82 inches long. It was really long. I didn't realize how long it was until I took it out of the pack. So I figured for this style, I didn't want to have to deal with that much hair. So I cut it in half. I cut the hair in half and I only dealt with half of the amount. And that made it much easier. Since I cut it in half, the rubber band was no longer on there. So I had to put the rubber band back on. I put the rubber band underneath the bend of the hair. I pulled it up on both sides and then I looped one side underneath the other and pulled. And then that created a way for me to do a ponytail. From there, I connected the hair onto my bun with the rubber band, wrapping it twice. And then I had to decide which part I was going to make my bangs. Pulling out enough hair for the bangs was a little bit of a challenge because I didn't want to take too much out, but I couldn't really tell how much hair was going to be there. I didn't want them super thick, but I didn't want them super thin either. Here's where I use the bobby pins to put the bangs in place. You'll see a little bit later that I pull the bangs up and put more hair into the bun, and I should have done that at first. I got ahead of myself, but this worked out fine. Once I tied the bangs part out of the way, I started to take small pieces of the hair that was for the bun and I twisted them around with my hands and then twisted it around the bun. This part was probably the easiest part because the hair is so long, it just goes around and it doesn't fall off. I just had to put a pin in it, and for the most part, the pin worked out great. This took about 5 minutes to do. It was really quick. Um, Once I started to twist it, it seemed to go around the bun easier than if I would have just left the hair loose and tried to twist it around the bun. At this point, I do what I remember I was supposed to do in the beginning, taking the bangs, pushing them up, and creating the actual bang. And the part that's laying over the bun now, I just wrap around the bun. I should have done that in the very beginning so I could better cover up the bobby pin, but that's okay. I really wasn't worried about it. I'm just glad that I remembered to do it. After pinning it down, I took the excess hair and I pinned it around the bun. It made it fuller and it looked really cute. My bun probably has 4 or 5 bobby pins in it. I thought I was going to need more, but I really only needed a few. This is the final piece of hair that I'm wrapping around, and once I put 2 pins in that, it was time to start working on my bangs. If I do this style over, I will position my bun closer to the front of my head. So that way my bangs won't look so long. I did trim the bangs, but they just look like they start pretty far back. And I didn't really love that. So next time I'll make sure my bun is closer to the front of my face. So it's actually at the top point of my head instead of kind of going back. The trimming was easy. I didn't want to trim too much though. So I'm just taking a little bit at a time, and I knew I wanted the hair to be at my eyebrows or a little bit lower, but I didn't want it to touch my eyelid. So I got my flat iron, and it is on 1. It's warm. It is not hot. I actually turned it on 2, and then I turned off the flat iron. So I was using it while it was warm, because if I tried to do it while it was hot, it was going to melt this hair. This hair is synthetic and cheap, so a hot flat iron would have absolutely melted the hair. And here you see that I am cutting off more. It just kept getting into my eyes, and I did not like that. I knew where I wanted it to be, and I couldn't stop until I got it there. For the most part, this whole video is sped up to twice the speed. So I just don't want y'all to think that I'm like wielding those scissors that close to my face and I'm going that fast. I would poke myself in the eye for sure. I sped up the video just, for time. But it's better to cut slowly so you don't have to add hair where you messed up. And that's it, y'all. Contrary to other videos you might see on the internet, this took me about 45 minutes to an hour to do. It was my first time, and I'll probably go faster the next time. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.